Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
WJBE 1040 AM, 99.7 FM. Translator W259AB. Powell, Knoxville.
Are you fired up, focused, and prepared? Are you ready to go there? Are you pumped? Back for the crown, ladies and gentlemen, on your Thursday. C is in the house, along with TGMD and Bry. My name is TB, so it's TBC, TGMD, and B. But other than that, not a lot going on. Today on the program, we're going to get real about Nico. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real. I'm going to ask you a poll question. I'm getting ready to publish it over at Twitter X Twitter. And today's poll question about Nico is, when I think of Nico, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Let him go. That's question number one. I don't care. Let him go. Answer number two is, I want him to fail miserably. Hope he fails miserably. Answer number three is, I wish him the best. Wish him the best. I'm doing this. This is riveting radio. I'm filling out the poll question. Just blocked a phone call. I mean, this is what we come for, Matt Dixon. The organization, the preparedness. I mean, this, to quote Harrison Ornstein, this is why we play. You know, Matt?
Yeah. You're fired up. You're not really focused, and it's obvious you're not prepared. Which makes the show really good. That's what we tune in for.
So here are the four choices. You answer this, Matt, first. When I think of Nico, I don't care. Answer two, I hope he fails miserably. Three, I wish the guy the best. Or four, I hope his dad goes broke. Those are your answers. I don't care. I hope he fails miserably. I wish him the best. I hope his dad goes broke. Where are you, Matt, on Nico? Don't
Probably
you dare
one.
lie to me.
Don't really care either way. Definitely not 3, because that would be really frustrating to watch.
Yes.
Feel a little bit of 4. But probably 1. I'm just ready to move on past it. Lady Vol Soccer went out there and won last night.
Let's go, Brian Rice. Brian Rice,
maybe Nico was there cheering on the Bruins and took another L.
Maybe. I wonder if he had friends that played on the Lady Vol team. He might have gone over and checked that out, right? You know? Here's what Healthy Bob Kessling says on Twitter today. Tony, I love the blog today. Nobody hate watches former players like Tennessee fans. See, Matt, you can say that, but you know you're going to be hate watching him. And you know that he's going to, if he plays well, it's going to run all over everybody.
Yeah, it would. I mean, I'll watch it. Obviously, yeah, I'm going to watch him.
Yeah.
Just to see. But yeah, if he does really well and elevates their team and hits, half his deep shots, it's going to be really, really frustrating, and we'll do that what if game, especially if depending on what Tennessee does.
And we've
kind of hold a ton of ill will towards him because I think he was steered in the wrong direction by other people, which might have been the reason he was here to begin with. Who knows? But seems like a decent kid that just wasn't ready to be a quarterback at a high-level place with the scrutiny like Tennessee is, which is a shame because he's got all the talent in the world.
Let me go to Bronny Boy Hartman, who will join us next on by the way, UCLA opens the same day Tennessee does, August 30, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. It is part of the Fox national game. This is Fox. Basically, what they've done is with the left coast of that conference, they've reinvigorated the Pac-10 after dark thing. That's what they're doing. What do we used to call that, Bri? The Pac-10? Is that what we called it?
The Pac-12 after dark.
Yeah, that's what this is.
The Pac-12 after dark. So
they're going to have their own package of games. So you're going to be able to see Nico's first 3 games faux show because that's really what we have scheduled thus far in terms of what they've promulgated to our public. August 30th, Utah, 11 o'clock start, Fox National. Then September 6th, UNLV, 8 o'clock Eastern. That is a CBS Sports Network game on the eve of Tennessee's home opener. No, I'm sorry, that is on the same day as Tennessee's home opener. And then September 12th, it's a Friday night game with New Mexico, which might be a winnable game. Might be a winnable game for UCLA.
That might be one of the most awful matchups of the whole season.
Yeah, these are two. Who knows?
New Mexico lost everybody.
November MAC games.
Maybe
Nico the MAC's awful now.
MAC's awful. Maybe Nico elevates them. But Brian, when it comes to Nico, take the poll question here. I don't care, which is where Matt Dixon is. Let him go. He's out of my mind. 2, I hope he fails miserably. 3, I wish him well, man. I hope he has a great season. Or 4, I want his father to go broke and this to blow up on them.
I want 4. I want his dad to go broke. I don't think Nico, I don't really hold as much against him because I do think he was influenced by outside people and most notably probably his dad. So I kind of hope it all blows up in that guy's face, but I can't hate Nico badly.
Hey, Matt, Joe has reached out to me, who is the handler of Fight Club Clay. And he would like to bring us on and reinstate Fight Club Clay, who last year got banned from the show for coming on here. He was supposed to apologize to Nico, and then he ended up cutting a promo on his self-indulgent father. Now that we're kind of visiting the Nico question here, and we haven't done it all summer, but we're going there right now because we're 8 days out, and what else are you going to talk about? Okay, I'm a desperate man. You know, I'm a desperate man. I'm like Doug Danger over here. I'm a desperate man. Shout out Paul Noe. So, Matt, in your opinion, do we bring on Fight Club Clay and reinstate him and tell him that basically he was right and we were wrong?
I'm always pro Fight Club Clay.
He basically came on here, and I thought he was going to apologize to Nico, and he ripped his father. He just ripped him. He said this guy is a self-serving, just piece of garbage man, quoting Roddy Piper. I mean, not that we say that about people, but Roddy Piper said it. It was funny. Okay, so C, welcome in on a Thursday. It's always good to hear you. It's part of our Thursday forum. And Matt Dixon loves you. I just want you to know, Matt reached out to me last week and said, man, get C in here, TB. Get C in here. Matt, am I lying? Let's share some on-air love with C here.
No, I love it when C's on. I can't remember if I said that last week or not, but I do agree with it. If I didn't say it, I meant to.
Hey, C, when you think of Nico, you don't care. Let him go. He's out of your mind. You want him to fail miserably. Part number 2. Number 3, you wish him well, and you really hope he has a great season. Or number 4, you want his father to go broke and this to really blow up on them. Where are you, Matt? I mean, where are you, C, when you think of Nico?
I'm stuck a little bit between 1 and 4, what Matt and Brian said. I don't think Nico had much, if anything, to do with all this, to be honest. I mean, obviously, he's it's not like he's a 10-year-old kid, like kind of his parents treat him or his dad treats him. But I think he's kind of just a passenger along for whatever his dad's telling him to do. So I don't really hold any ill will towards him. I don't know how much. I guess once we see him, I'll know maybe more how I feel, but I don't hold really anything strongly against him, but it would be frustrating to see him play well. So I think I'm kind of stuck between don't really care, and then I do think he's going to fail. I don't think he's a very good player. We would talk last year on the gambling show during the year, and I know some people kind of got upset with me. I last year thought he was pretty bad from the get-go. I mean, the Oklahoma game was bad, and then once we saw that craziness against Arkansas, I thought it was pretty clear that he didn't really have it. So I know there's people out there that are kind of holding out hope on this guy. He's in a really bad situation. I just don't think he's a very good player at all. He against good opponents, his stats last year were awful. If you look at touchdowns and just how limited he was, I don't really think there's much to worry about as far as him turning into a good player. But as far as him as a kid, I don't have any ill will against him. I don't think he's a bad kid at all or anything. I think his dad's just kind of hijacked everything here. So if his dad gets kind of egg on his face, I wouldn't have any issue with that. But if he goes out there and is decent, I mean, I don't hate the kid or anything. So I guess I would say I'm between 1 and 4 here for those options between don't care and hoping his dad goes broke.
My read on this is C chimes in. And by the way, 865-200-5402. I want you to be honest with me. When you take that poll question on Twitter, be honest. Be honest. You're going to hate watch a guy. Now, here's where I come down. Because I'm into dark humor. Like the Phillies, they dealt Carrasco several years ago as sort of a throw-in a deal, and he blew up and became a great player. When I was a kid, the Phillies dealt Julio Franco for a guy named Von Hayes. In fact, they traded 5 players for Von Hayes. 2 of them were pretty good players, including Willie Hernandez, Guillermo Hernandez, and Julio Franco. And that's the kind of stuff, that's the kind of stuff you can't make up. I mean, that's the kind of stuff.
Is Julio
right there.
Franco still playing in some Mexican league somewhere?
He played till he was 55 years old.
Is he with the Savannah Bananas?
I mean, he played till he was 55 years old. But that's a great stick by you, Matt. So I kind of like the dark humor of, first of all, I find Nico completely overrated. I'm embarrassed by the things 1 year ago I was saying about him. It's still embarrassing. It'll forever haunt me. His family's pretty pathetic. No offense to him. The whole negotiating behind Tennessee's back after Spire and those guys bent over backwards to do everything they could to make this kid feel at home here and never defaulted on a payment. None of that stuff that went on at Florida with that Deloria guy. I mean, none of that stuff. I do, though. I got to admit to you, okay? I do have a streak of dark humor. And cannot help but wonder what the meltdown in our fan base would look like. Just the full freak out like Matt was talking about. Including me, by the way. If Nico went out there and lit it up at UCLA. Matt, could you imagine? Because they're like a touchdown underdog to Utah. And I think they're going to get eaten alive in that game. On the blog today, we break UCLA down and sort of talk about what could be in store for them. And they only returned 2 offensive linemen. They're just not going to be very good. But Matt, you got to admit that if the guy went out there and kind of lit it up this year, a lot of people who are saying or why are we talking about this? I don't care. They're going to care, Matt. People can act like they don't care, but they don't care because they assume this guy's just going to go out there and be a mid player. If this guy goes out there and blows up, it will so urinate our fans off. I mean, our fans will totally melt down if that happens. Yes or no?
Yeah. But I think the likelihood of him, blowing up or whatever is very slim.
Yeah.
I think he can have some of those flashes and maybe win a game or two that maybe they shouldn't. That's kind of what I would think would be more likely. Enough to where somebody takes a chance on him in the draft. But I mean, I think there's a lot higher probability that he goes out there and really, really struggles, gets sacked a bunch. It could easily see him getting hurt behind an offensive line that's not very good with his pocket presence. But if he just elevates them just a little bit, it'll be a little frustrating. Yeah.
What if Aguilar turns out to be?
Go ahead, Brian.
What if Aguilar turns out to be better than Nico was last year, and Tennessee's season is better than expected, and Nico still blows up? Will people care as much then?
That's another
I
thing
think people will care more if Tennessee's season goes south.
At Tony Basilio, go vote. That's another good, interesting point to this, Brian, because these two teams are interlinked this year. These two teams are interlinked. We've seen it in the past here. Hey, when Conzo Martin left and took the Missouri job, took the Cal job.
Wow.
I had friends that would stay up late and hate listen or hate watch their games because they didn't want to see him succeed. It's the way it works. Hey, when a free agent leaves your baseball team, your football, whatever it is, you're not rooting for them. I mean, let's get real here. But maybe you are.
I think the Conzo thing was brought on by media members who were kind of chastising Tennessee fans for running him off more than they just hated Conzo.
When I think of Nico, here's the poll question, and we had stream issues here, so the stream. So here's what we're talking about today. When I think of Nico, Tony, I don't care. He's gone. Let him go. It's out of my mind. 2. Answer 2. I want that guy to fail miserably. I don't want the dude to fail. I want him to crash burn, as they say in Espanol. Number 3. I want to wish him the best, and I really hope he has a great season. Question number 4. I want his father to go broke and for this to blow up on them. Or answer number 4. Matt, you have to admit that number 4 is a pretty next level response to put in there for the haters.
Yeah, that's a really good pull. I assume Laura told you to put that in there.
No, she said to me, "You sure you want 4 in there?" I said, "Yeah."
Oh, it needs to be on there because it's a very, very good one. I like that one more than 2 or 3.
I mean, there are a lot of people out there.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
That guy's really unlikable.
really unlike when that guy did his stunt back in December and went online and told everybody to re-effing lax. I thought to myself, what kind of psycho, self-absorbed psycho would call that kind of attention to something on behalf of his kid who has to play here under all that pressure? Re-effing lax. You people don't know. Re-effing lax. All right, let's without further ado go to the phones if you want to get in. A UCLA team that lost their top 11 tacklers. A UCLA team that has Power 4 cast-offs they're relying on their offense. A UCLA team that had 5 wins by a total of 23 points last season. Which, see, what that means is they could have been a 2 or 3 win football team last year, right?
Yeah, I mean, you play all those close games. Obviously, the games are kind of played on a razor's edge. There's stuff that isn't really controllable in these one-possession games. So, yeah, they got kind of lucky last year. Their defense was really pretty good last year. They had a bunch of NFL guys. I think 5 guys were drafted off their defense. So their defense kind of kept them in it, and they lost pretty much everything on defense. Their top 11 tacklers, as you said, are gone. So, and their offensive line is this year maybe the worst in Power 4, definitely the worst in the Big Ten. So it's a very tough situation for Nico.
He gets his right tackle. He gets his center. Last year, their offensive line was bad to begin with. Now, they brought in 19 players in the portal. Nico obviously is the class of that class. Second best being Javion Thomas of Cal. They also brought in Mikey Matthews from Cal, which is sort of ironic when you think of who his top receiver at Tennessee was projected to be if he'd have come back.
Keyshawn Lawrence is going to be in their secondary. Somehow that guy still has college eligibility.
Are you kidding me? The great Key Lawrence?
No. Yeah, he was here for a year. One of the pro guys that was kind of told to leave. I think he was at Oklahoma for a few years and then was on Ole Miss's team last year, but didn't do anything. It's kind of a weird deal. Somehow that guy's still playing college football.
One of the things I want to ask today as the show unfolds is there a chance, when you consider Nico, is there a chance that Tennessee and UCLA, by making this trade, that it won't help either team? In other words, both teams are going to have the record they were going to have anyway, and this thing could end up being a wash. Hey, Matt, is that possible as you ponder this deal? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah. I think that's, because I don't think either side, I don't think either side really comes out ahead in this. I mean, maybe UCLA could, but I just don't think Tennessee upgraded, and it's really hard to, have a guy that's not in spring practice that's your starting quarterback. Like, that's a hard thing, regardless of what situation they walk into. And you have guys that kind of struggled last year that aren't kind of, polished quarterbacks that still need to develop. That's just a really tough ask with basically brand new offensive lines and no, receivers that are coming back. It's just a tough deal to see either team really thriving in this situation.
What do you think, Say? Is there a chance, as we're 8 days out on this thing now, is there a chance that this could be sort of trading a replacement level player for a replacement level player?
Yeah, I think that is probably the most likely outcome, to be honest. I don't think either one of these guys. I know Aguilar's had a little bit better track record from what he did 2 years ago than anything Nico showed. I don't think Nico obviously had the the name and the flash and was a quarterback of a playoff team. But I mean, what he did last year was pretty miserable. He played 10 games against Power 5 opponents, threw 11 touchdowns, and 6 of those touchdowns were against Vandy and Mississippi State. So the other 8 games, he threw 5 total touchdowns. I mean, this guy, I think, honestly, if he was not rated where he was, people would not have been. And he obviously played in a very quarterback-friendly system. As we all know, the numbers are inflated. Everything's kind of easier for these guys in this system. I mean, I thought he was pretty bad last year, to be honest. I don't think there's much positive about him. They made the playoffs because of Dylan Sampson, the defense. I mean, I don't think there's really a very high bar for either of these guys as far as what they're replacing. It's not like either one of these guys is walking into like replacing a Heisman contender. I mean, what Aguilar was going to be at UCLA was not expected to be much. So I don't think that Nico is going to feel any pressure that way. And I don't think it's going to, I wouldn't be surprised even if Aguilar is not great if he's better than Nico was last year. So I think both these guys were pretty poor last year. And I mean, maybe they'll both be better than expected because the bar is so low. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Matt, are we practicing revisionist history here with Nico? Would we be saying that if he was our quarterback coming back? Would we be on here saying, man, he better take a big step forward? Or would it be looked at differently?
Maybe a little bit, but I mean, it's the truth. I mean, you won on an elite defense and a running game that led the SEC, and you rode Dylan Sampson, into the ground where he couldn't even play in your playoff game, which has killed your team. And you saw how they looked in that game. Not that he would have made much difference, but I mean, without him, that's an 8-win team, probably at best. So, it's just that potential was there with him, and this was the year that you needed to see that jump. He never looked comfortable last year after that Oklahoma game, and you just wondered if he ever got settled and the game slowed down for him, he could be really, really good. But the odds of that happening continued to decrease the more he played, and you just didn't see much development from him. I just think he played scared. They coached him scared because that we've talked about how Gastamore was the backup, and they couldn't afford to, it's like they had training wheels on him, and Heupel and them were maybe a little too cautious with him, and that kind of bled into the way Nico played as well. I don't think he could take hard coaching, so the 5-star can't miss guy, that's not who he was, and the red flag at Arkansas with the whole running out of bounds deal was concerning, but there was at least potential there. But the odds of him realizing that continue to decrease the more he plays.
And I'll tell you, there is when I think about it, okay, there is a real chance, and I'm talking about a real chance now, that these two guys could be a kind of an even Steven trade by the end of the year. Now, some of you don't want to admit that. Some of you are of the Nico's a first-round pick camp, and he going, fine. I've never been a tell people how to think person. I don't see that. I just don't see that. I just don't see that. We had Watson Brown on here yesterday saying that
he's more likely to be a UFL first-round pick.
I had Watson Brown on here yesterday saying that when he watched George McIntyre in high school, he seemed to have a better feel for what he was doing than Nico. That wasn't me saying that. That was Watson Brown, who basically said that Nico was a serial ball holder, not processing what was in front of him. And as C said, and I'm not bagging on the guy, in an easy offense for quarterbacks. That system that Tennessee's running is about as quarterback friendly as humanly possible at that level. You just got to get it up, get it out. Get it up, get it out. To the phones we go. By the way, Deshaun Foster is a real piece of work, as he's not only banned the media from his practices. Matt, have you seen this? But he doesn't want the players talking to the media at all. He's banned them from practice and banned them from the media. I mean, what are we doing?
Got to get a competitive edge somewhere. Utah's not going to know what hit them. That's just so silly. As if there's just people beating down the doors to watch UCLA football practice.
Right.
I mean, like kind of doing those media members a service by not making them show up.
Jed Fish opens his practices, and he said one of the reasons why he said that at Arizona, he said, I want my kids to learn how to play in front of people. And if people want to walk in here and watch, let them come watch. I want my kids to have a little extra pressure on them. They have to be able to perform in front of people anyway. Such a weird era we're living in. I mean, you talk about a strange time. Let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome into our first call. The question is today, when you think about Nico and when you consider Nico, you, 1, don't care. 2, you want him to fail miserably. 3, you wish him the best. Or 4, you hope his father goes broke. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Before I answer the question, it's very eye-opening to me that we are 9 days away from the start of the football season, and the half of your blog and your radio show today is talking about UCLA football.
That's
that
right.
tells me that things aren't going great at the Tennessee football camp.
Well, I mean, we've said everything we can.
There's no buzz about this team. None. There's no buzz about this team, Tony. And we're talking about Nico. It's 9 days away from the season starting, and the topic of discussion is UCLA football.
I'm a smart guy.
What's that say about the upcoming season for Tennessee?
That says I'm a smart, instinctual guy that's done what I've done for 30 years and done it very well at a very high level. And I know that it's time to talk about a little something else because how much can you say about our team? I mean, it's been said, and it's time to play football. So this Nico thing, whether we want to admit it or not, Nico and the Vols are linked together. They're linked together, my man, Mark. I didn't do it. They're linked together.
I'm just saying, we're 9 days out from the season starting, and we're talking UCLA football. This Tennessee football team for 2025 has very little buzz about it. I did a thought exercise today with somebody on a text. I said I can't name 10 players on this team. I named 9, and I labeled the last guy the white tight end. That's all I could name.
White tight end.
Part of that's me kind of being checked out on college football. Part of that's the era we're in. But I don't. Where are the household names? Like this team. Look, if they could smoke them near their way to only have 2 losses to go into Florida, all right. But it's going to be an irrelevant 8-4 year. That doesn't matter.
Matt, how do you respond to Mark in Columbus, who's really come in here like a ray of sunshine today?
I kind of agree with him on a lot of his points.
I kind of do too.
I think it's a lot of the era we live in, and I mean we can put a microscope on Tennessee, but I just think this portal era with so many players just leaving and just changing schools every year, you just don't really have a program. You just kind of have a team of guys that are just looking for a paycheck. It's just hard to get truly invested in it like throughout an off season anymore. And then you have all the court cases and everything. It's just really tiring. You just want to watch them play.
And the buzz around it, Mark, from your perspective, I don't remember a more buzzless season around Tennessee football. And I think some of it is the Nico fatigue. Some of it is, some of the other goofy stuff that we've seen. Maybe some of the lack of activity in the portal to a certain extent. But yeah, and people like stars. People like star players, and I don't know who the star players are on this team. Maybe they'll identify some.
Let me get on to Nico.
Yeah.
The point here is not that he was not very good last year. He wasn't. And I think there's some credence to the fact that they had training wheels on them, and they knew they could. Why throw the ball when we're winning all these games just by running and playing defense? And I credit Josh Heupel for having the maturity to play to the team's strength.
Yep.
I do. But not, and I've repeated this on the show before, but not a single person, when that Ohio State game ended, not one person said, well, we got to upgrade quarterback. Not one. The buzz coming out of that game was, he's got to get better, and we got to get him some help. Period. There were no thoughts about, well, we should cut him loose. He, can't play. Not one person said that. Then all this stuff blew up on him,
yep.
which was the problem. It's not the problem they let it. The thing became a spectacle, a national
yep.
spectacle.
Yep.
And my point is, you're coming off a playoff appearance. You have a chance. You have a relatively light SEC schedule in 2025. This was the year to push all your chips in and go for it, not punt on the season. You go to back-to-back playoffs, you become a household name with the national powers in the sport, with the Ohio State, the Texas, those type teams.
When you say punt on the season, who punted, Tennessee or Team Nico?
Tennessee allowed this to become a spectacle.
How?
Period.
How? How's it their fault?
Well, let's go back. I would take it all the way back to the original recruiting process myself.
Okay, go ahead.
Where they wanted to make a big splash and put it out there. We're Tennessee. We're coming with big you-know-what, and we're going for it. And they went and got Nico. Did they not do any due diligence? Did they not observe around the margins, watching this guy operate, that his dad was going to be a handful? Or were they just so enamored with, we're going to get this kid, and it's going to be a national story. We're going to make a big splash with our NIL program. Because Nico and the Rashada kid at Florida were the first two kids to be really high-profile high school NIL recruits.
That's right.
And both have flamed out.
That's right.
Now, me personally, I've said this before. I'm glad I didn't have to make the decision in January or in March or whenever Nico was thinking about leaving. I'm glad I didn't have to make that call. But, the fact that but Nico, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying. I'm glad I had to make that call. And regardless of what I say, they probably did the right thing in terms of culture inside the building and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you pay him, you only got to deal with him for like 9 more months and he's out of here.
Mm-hmm. That's right. If they would have just met his demands, that's right.
You eat the dog doo doo,
yep.
and it's not a great look. But you got your quarterback, and you coach him up in the spring. I remember seeing on some reports that it was his footwork was the problem, and that they were never going to try to fix that during the season. And that's why he struggled. I don't know. I'm not a football coach, but. And again, regardless of what I say, did they do the right thing in terms of culture inside the building? Probably.
So when you watch him, and you're in Big Ten country, and they're a Big Ten team for some stupid reason. So, and Ohio State's on their schedule, by the way. By the way, they have a stretch that's just for him. I look at it and I say, man, I'm going to premedicate in his honor. When you look at him this year, you don't care, Mark. You want him to fail miserably. You hope he has a great season, or you want the father to go broke and go bust and it blow up on him. Where are you?
I don't care. He's gone. I mean, and again, Tony, if Josh Heupel can coach this thing to 10-2 and make the playoffs, I'll be the first guy on this. I will be the first guy to call in and say I was wrong. Great job,
Coach of the century,
unbelievable.
I think 9 wins would be a great year. I think 9 wins. Will you introduce a new quarterback who's been on your campus less than 100 days? And
9 wins would be a great
season.
Be a great year.
Yes.
But you won't be in the playoffs.
Yes.
And that's all that matters. Especially when you're coming off a playoff appearance and you've got this light schedule. This was the time to go all in. This was the year they should have been shooting for.
That was what was weird about the transfer portal. See, what they did is, by not going and getting receivers, is they left it open where people that follow the sport, the narrative can be that Nico left because they didn't like the supporting cast. You opened it up. You opened it up for that to be the narrative, and that is the narrative in certain circles.
I promise you, he's getting less money at UCLA than he was going to get here.
No question.
I promise you that.
But here's the problem. Money. Here's the problem, though. His supporting cast at UCLA is a lot worse than it was going to be here. That's the thing that won't make any sense about it. So they just made a bad move.
None of it makes sense.
No, they made a bad move. Thank you, Mark. That's an interesting call. See, what do you think about what Mark had to say? He's in the don't care camp, and he's chiding me that we're talking about this today.
I agree with a lot of what he said. I agree that there's not a lot of buzz, that what he's talking about the Ohio State game and the problems going all in. I agree with a lot of what he said. As far as the Nico thing, I don't want it to be like I'm revisionist history here for myself. I wasn't on the Daily Show here very much last year during the season, but you can talk about this. On the gambling show, I was, and maybe I look at it a little differently than other people. I was really down on Nico all year last year. Yes. And I'm not trying to rip people who were saying, there's people on here every week. They were coming on and saying, oh, this is the week. He's looking more comfortable, blah, 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 blah. I was all in before the season. I gave him a chance. But once we saw, even in September, just how kind of lifeless he was and missing all these throws. I mean, they basically just became a team he became a game manager. And so I don't think there's a lot. I don't really see much in him, to be honest. I'm not obviously a coach either, but I don't think that he's going to go out there and explode. And there's a lot of highly ranked quarterbacks out of high school all the time that never become what people thought they would. It wouldn't be strange at all for him to just be some below average college quarterback this year. And for that to be what he is his whole career, there was a little more hope, I think, like Matt said, that he could take a step compared to what kind of the ceiling would be with Aguilar. But I don't think that, like Mark was talking about, go all in. I do agree. In the portal, they should have done more. I agree with that. They should have done more receiver. They should have done more offensively overall around him to kind of, like you said, eliminate the narrative. But I think even if Nico's back, you're probably going to be hamstrung by the quarterback. And I didn't think. And when you were watching that playoff game last year, I know Samson wasn't playing and Tennessee's outmatched all over the field, but I never, for a second, thought, oh, we have Nico. Nico. As long as you have Nico, he could elevate other guys. He could give us a chance. He was, he got his helmet split open, and that was commendable. All that, but he was, just at best an average quarterback last year. And I didn't really see much that made me think he was ever going to be more than that. So I don't know even if he's back, if it really elevates you that much. That would be the hope, and that would be the optimistic view. But I don't think we'd be looking at things that much differently if he was here. I know you'd be ranked higher and the perception might be better and things like that, but I don't think that there's that much of a difference between Aguilar and Nico, to be honest. I think they're both, just kind of mediocre quarterbacks, and maybe with Aguilar you have a chance for him to be more than that, because I just don't see it with Nico at all.
We're going there
when
today,
you see how differently they were recruited. Aguilar was nobody. He had to go. He was one to be a fireman, where Nico had everything going for him, it seemed. So they could just end up at the same place, despite the fact that one was so much more thought of.
They call me the fireman. That's my name. Moving around, going around town, putting out old flames. Who made that, Bri? Who made the fireman?
George Strait.
Is that George Strait's song? Ace and the Whole Band?
Yes.
I love George Strait. You look so good in love. Next level. Take a brief time out. We come back on the other side. I want to hear from you at 865-200-5402. The voices you're hearing today, that's B. That's Brian Hartman. I'm TB, Tony Basilio. He's TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, and C. You see what I'm saying? LB's on the board today. It's an utterly next level, full-throated operation as we continue with more after this.
Ready, set, hut. Wait a minute. Isn't this a Smokies commercial? It is, but tonight is Tennessee Titans night at the ballpark. Enter to win a free autographed jersey and Titans tickets. See you tonight. Smokies!
The end of summer means big savings and no more excuses to not call Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Don't let plumbing or HVAC problems follow you into fall, and take care of them now while the kids head back to school. Whether it's a leaky pipe, outdated water heater, or AC unit struggling to keep up, the expert team at Pipe Wrench is here to help you transition smoothly into fall with a home that's running efficiently and worry-free. This month only, enjoy 10% off any plumbing or HVAC service, including repairs, replacements, or maintenance. And Peace of Mind Maintenance Plan members will get an additional 10% off for 20% in total savings. From repairs to tune-ups to replacements, we'll help you check home comfort off your end of summer or back-to-school to-do list. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. So don't let HVAC or plumbing issues slow you down this season, and don't delay as the offer ends August 31st. Call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit tldlogistics.com. That's tldlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
A lime is not always just a lime. You see, some limes are lucky. For when a lime joins the salted rim of a crisp, refreshing Tres Dos Equis, that lime is no longer a mere lime, but a wedge of renowned Mexican limón. Muchas gracias, limón. And also, de nada. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, They're Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. And we will be live, ladies and germs, 1 week from Friday at Calhoun's, back for our Friday festivities there. Greatly, and I mean greatly, looking forward to that. So the poll question today is, when I think of Nico, I don't care. Number 2, I hope he fails miserably. Number 3, I wish the guy the best. Or number 4, I hope his dad goes broke. The poll question, as asked on Twitter, and I dropped it live with you roughly 47 minutes ago. Here are the responses thus far. 46% say they don't care. 24% say they hope he fails miserably. 26% hope his dad goes broke, and 4% wish him the best. So 50% of you don't care or wish him the best, and 50% of you hope he fails miserably and hope his dad goes broke. AC, do you think that's indicative of reality across the fan base? That it's probably a 50-50 split, that either or fall in the don't care category or kind of hope it blows up on them?
Yeah, I think maybe a few people may have said they don't care, that might have said that, just to, that might be watching a little more closely than that. But I think that seems about right to me. I think maybe a few more people might be hoping he fails, but that's just based on what I've seen kind of from Vol Twitter over the summer. It seems like they seem to be out for blood a little bit, as they always are. So I think that would be the only thing, is I think that option 2, I guess it is, I might take it up a little bit if everybody was honest answering that.
We're great hate watchers here. No question about it. We're grudge holders and we're hate watchers. Let's go back to our phones. And I don't mean Weight Watchers. I mean hate watchers. As we go back to the phones to get our next call in. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hey, welcome in.
Hello.
Is this my man Leroy?
Hey, what's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Hanging around, getting ready to have a birthday tomorrow.
God bless you, man.
85.
You're my man, brother. Where's the celebration?
All right, how y'all doing?
Where's the celebration, Leroy? And how many hats do you need?
2. I'm having it at the ballpark today at 5 o'clock.
I need to bring you some hats, man.
Okay, if you can get over, I'll be looking for you.
I need to bring you some hats, Leroy.
Okay, brother. And I wish Nico well.
You wish him well? Okay, I put you down for that.
Yeah, I wish him well, Life goes on.
You're a good man, Leroy.
All right, well, take care of yourself, brother.
God bless you, brother. Tomorrow over there at what's the ballpark over there, Brian? What's that called? My brain is roached. Back there where the YMCA is, back where the near where the Smokies used to play back in the day.
Oh, Jessamine Street.
Yeah, Jessamine. What's the ballpark called there, man? What am I?
Bill Meyer.
No, I know the Bill Meyer, but all the ballparks in there, Matt. What are
Evans Collins Field?
No, it's not Evans Collins. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for playing.
What is that? Caswell, Chilhowie?
Caswell.
Caswell, right?
Thank you.
Keep naming parks, Brian.
Yeah. Brian will have his 85th at Disneyland before it's over.
Where the Knoxville Bears played.
The Bears. Don't forget the Knoxville Fury. Brian, can you name any members of the Knoxville Fury, the women's team?
I don't know who the Knoxville Fury is.
You remember we called them the. Back to the phones we go. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air. Hi. Hola. Hello. Umbrella, Ella. Stick a fork in that person. Hello and welcome in to our next call. You're on the air. Hi, you're on the air. Well, this is not going well. Maybe we lost our phone lines. We've had gremlins today. Always happens right around the start of football season. And so that's fun. That's a lot of fun. AC, what kind of football games this game going to be in Ireland over the weekend? What are we going to say?
It's good in the sense... you got me?
Yeah.
It's good in the sense that we have a game with both quarterbacks back. Kind of rare in today's college football. They could get a game with two returning quarterbacks and Avery Johnson and Beck. I'm not as high on Iowa State as I was last year. We'll see if Avery Johnson can improve. Avery Johnson, a guy that was mentioned with Tennessee a little bit, more of a runaround guy. We'll see if he can improve his passing. It was a little shaky at times last year. The games in Ireland have not been super high quality in the past couple of years. It's been last year we had the Georgia Tech big upset over Florida State. I kind of like Kansas State in this game. It's a huge game for the Big 12. We talked about those 7 teams at the top of the Big 12 that could all win the league. These are 2 of them. Both these teams have legitimate playoff aspirations, and the loser of this game is going to be kind of in the hole a little bit. Iowa State loses a lot. They had 2 really, really, really good receivers last year that they lost that they're trying to replace. Matt Campbell always obviously does a pretty good job, but I think Kansas State, I like Kansas State to win the game. We'll see if Avery Johnson can take that step. I thought Kansas State did a pretty good job in the offseason. So I think I'm a little higher on Kansas State than Iowa State this year. So it'll be a good game to watch with both quarterbacks back, which is a rare, big-time rarity in college football today. Most of these games you're going to watch, it's going to be teams breaking in new quarterbacks, but they did find a game here where we're going to get some continuity here. So maybe that'll kind of raise the level of play a little bit for a week 0 game.
Anything else on week 0 that'll be worth watching? I know you guys will be gambling on some of these games, but from a watchability standpoint, is there anything else out there that is worth looking at?
Fresno, Kansas.
Okay.
I think that's on after like 6:30 or so on. I think that's on Saturday. That could be an interesting game. I think the line in that game is like 12.5. I'm looking. Yeah, it's not a great. Sam Houston plays Western Kentucky in the night game, and then you have I know Joshy Boy's upset that Stanford Hawaii game is not as at the timing of that game. Is that right? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, walk me into that. Joshy Boy called really.
Yeah, 7:30 on CBS is not prime time for Joshy Boy.
He wanted a late game, right?
Yeah, he wanted like an 11 o'clock kick.
He did. I understand that he didn't want to have to choose between Sam Houston State, Western Kentucky, and Stanford, Hawaii, I guess. Those games are right on top of each other. He didn't want to. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know if there's something I was missing with that either. He wants a 11:30 kickoff.
Joshy Boy! All right. I love it live, y'all. I love it live. In fact, let's do this. Hour 2 is upon us. I got to get a quick legal in here, and we'll keep the action moving. So why don't we go ahead and hit a quick legal for our affiliates down the line.
WJBE 1040 AM 99.7 FM. Translator W259AB. Powell, Knoxville.
AM and FM. Thought that I left them. Thought split. All right, let's bring it without further ado. Ladies and gentlemen, my Smokies, their penultimate homestand of the season. How quickly did this spring and summer go? Wow. You talk about a year that has flown by. Eris, how did we get here so quickly, man?
Well, it's crack-a-lackin', bro. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I feel like April and a little bit of May, like normal speed. And then all of a sudden, here we are at the end of August.
Yep. Soon you and I will be hate watching the Sixers.
Oh, that is
how nauseating is that? How nauseating is that, man? To think about your NBA team and literally get nauseous.
I'm happy that they got who they got in the draft. I think he's going to have a fantastic rookie season, but other than that, I am just sick to my stomach, as you said.
You could be speaking the truth right now. As the great Eris joining us from my Smokies, who are home this weekend. Bow thy head when you say thy name. We've got great weather for baseball the rest of the weekend, and here we are on one of these great patented Thursdays at the ballpark.
Yeah, bro. So tonight, as always, is Thirsty Thursday. So half-price draft beers. And just as you talked about how the summer is coming to an end and fall is approaching, tonight we are doing a Thursday night football-themed baseball game. It's Tennessee Titans night at the ballpark.
Let's go, man. Let's LFG.
We're going to have the Titans mascot, T-Rack, in attendance.
Yep.
We're also going to have a couple of the Tennessee Titans cheerleaders in attendance. So I know that's going to be exciting for some of our fans.
Will they be like? Will they be milling around the concourse, the cheerleaders and the mascot? Will that be one of those deals?
Exactly. They're going to be walking around and meeting and greeting with the best fans in minor league baseball, and of course, some Titans fans as well. And guys, if you're a big Titans fan, come to the game tonight because we are going to be giving out 2 tickets to a couple Titans games later this season. Wear your gear. Whoever's dressed up in the best gear, they have a chance to go home with some great Titans prizes. Gates open up at 6 o'clock tonight. It's Thirsty Thursday. It's going to be a fantastic night. First 500 fans to the Gates are going to get a co-branded Smokies and Titans mini football. Really awesome stuff, and just as you said, great weather this evening.
By the way, that's the first time I can ever remember a Smokies Titans promotion, or am I imagining that?
We started it off last season, but it was definitely just scratching the surface.
Okay.
This one's going to be bigger and better.
All right. So that takes us to Friday, Eris.
Yeah, man. Tickets are going fast for our Friday night game. As you know, our season's coming to a close. We only have 10 regular season games left today through our next homestand on September 7th. So tonight, come see the fireworks. So on Friday night, come see the fireworks, light up the sky. Family game night. We're going to have plenty of fun, interactive stuff taking place during the game. But Saturday is the night that we've been all looking forward to all year. And ever since, the schedule came out, people have been asking, when is this game going to be? This Saturday is going to be our UT night, our University of Tennessee themed baseball game. It was big in Kodak, but it's going to be even bigger and better this year in downtown Knoxville, my friend.
It lays right on top of college football season and week 0, and you really roll out the red carpet for UT night. So tell me about it. Saturday night over at the stadium.
Saturday night. Oh, yeah, man. Saturday night, gates open up at 5:30. First 2,000 fans through the gates are going to get a Dylan Sampson bobblehead.
Go, Matt Dixon, that's your boy.
Offensive Player of the Year.
Go.
Yeah, bro. He's super cool, great-looking bobblehead. If you haven't seen it already, go check us out at SmokiesBaseball.com or at SmokiesBaseball on social media. First 2,000 fans to the gates are going to get one of these baubles. It is sick. Commemorate a great year of offensive, firepower. 1,491 rushing yards last season for Dylan Sampson. Without a doubt, the SEC Offensive Player of the Year, and you can commemorate that by coming to the game this Saturday. Players are going to be rocking orange and white jerseys. Super cool. Bid on those starting tonight at SmokiesBaseball.com. Jerseys are going to be worn by the players and autographed after the game. And something that's really exciting, bro, really exciting, is we're actually checkering the ballpark. We're trying to be like Neyland Stadium. So check us out on our website if you're wearing orange or if you're wearing white. Pretty fun stuff. It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. We have 2 ceremonial first pitches. We got Kirby Connell and Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, VFL Todd Helton.
Let's go! Let's go! I mean, this is red carpet stuff, orange carpet, so to speak. Saturday night, Eris, if folks, what about Sunday? Lay Sunday on me, Rice fans.
Hey man, Sunday's a day game. Definitely something you want to bring the whole family out. Come see the game during the day, and after the game, hey, you can go home, get some barbecue, watch some TV, get excited for one more week of Smokies baseball. Only 10 games left. If you haven't done so already, come on out to the ballpark. Beautiful weather. SmokiesBaseball.com for tickets and promotions.
Eris, you guys have been blowing and going. You've been the hit of the summer. I've been the miss of the summer, so I ought to know. And I really, really appreciate you joining. Is there anything else you'd care to add here on the way out?
Hey, man, we have a lot planned after the season. We're going to be playing some baseball here. That's not Smokies baseball. That's a little bit of a teaser when it comes to that. And we're going to have concerts. We're going to have a live we're going to have a light show here. We're going to have a lot of things planned and announced for this holiday season, so be on the lookout for us. We're here. We're in the community. We love doing what we're doing. And we're just looking forward to having another great 10 games here, and we look forward to seeing you next season as well.
The space is just so beautiful to those that haven't been. It is exquisitely done. There's a terrific atmosphere there. There's not a stone unturned in that ballpark. You guys go out of your way to make sure everybody has a terrific time. I had the opportunity to Chris Allen took me on a couple of tours as that thing was coming to fruition. C was with me one day. And, man, to see it go from point A to where it is now and to see all the people in our community that have had a chance to enjoy it, the thousands and thousands strong, it's a beautiful thing, my friend, a beautiful thing.
Always love talking to you, my man. Hopefully you get to come out here before the season concludes.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, it'll be soon be Sixer season, so that's your. There you go. That's your good news. Thank you, Eris.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you. Brian Hartman might just be in the house tonight for Titan Night. See, did you hear? Could you sense Brian Hartman there, straighten up there? Shall we say? See. Could you sense him tighten up at the concept of going to Titan Night tonight and being one of the first couple thousand through the gate?
Yeah, I thought he was going to jump in there and ask Eris to reserve him a spot in line. I know how Brian loves the Titans. I know Titans Bill called yesterday, and I think I don't know what Brian thought, but I think Brian would agree with Titans Bill that Adelphia Nissan Stadium is better than Neyland, even though he may not want to say it on the air.
Matt, did you get the point when Brian heard about the Thursday deal that he thought to himself, man, I got to figure out a way to get in there tonight? Did you kind of get, because I got that from Brian's body language.
Yeah, Brian's probably trying to find a parking pass right now in addition to the premium seats there behind home plate.
As we come back on the other side, tighten up, Brian Hartman, tighten up for Titan Night tonight over at the ballpark. As we come back on the other side, I want to hear from you. Talking about Nico, the weekend that's in front of us. The pace of play, I want to ask these guys about the pace of play in the Syracuse game. You think those coaches dial it back, or you think they go for it? And we continue to discuss, when you look ahead and you think about UCLA this upcoming season, you don't know it yet, but you're going to be highly invested in what happens out there. You don't know that yet. Trust me, though. I think it's like Matt says. I think the interest in this, you're going to grow into being very interested in what happens with UCLA. I don't think there's any way around that. As we continue, take a brief time out and come back with more after this.
Hey, Tony B listeners, I'm Billy from Grade A Grounds, a UT grad bringing Knoxville a better way to raise money. We roast premium coffee fully branded for your team or cause. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% to local needs. Let's win on and off the field. Visit gradeagrounds.com to start your winning fundraiser today.
Living Vol fan, we're on the countdown to kickoff, and that means you need to make sure you are game ready. Head to Alumni Hall to get this season's Tennessee sideline apparel. Nike, Columbia, Peter Millar, and more. Shop top brands for the entire family. Hats, Yeti, tailgating gear, and so much more. If it's for the Tennessee fan, Alumni Hall has it. Spend $150 and get $10 in Hall cash rewards. Shop at alumnihall.com. Download their app or shop any of their locations in Knoxville, Murfreesboro, or the Tri-Cities. Alumni Hall, the ultimate shopping destination for Vol fans.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club teams start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our tryouts last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net. be here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean, no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Attention Vol fans, are you tired of complicated, clunky fleet technology that makes your job harder? Say goodbye to frustration and hello to Connexial, your hometown partner in logistics. It's time to rev up your operations with next level fleet management from Connexial. Connexial is here to keep your business on track with technology that works as hard as you do. Our game-changing ELD gives you more than just hours of service. With AI-powered dash cameras and real-time asset tracking, you'll have eyes on the road, cargo, and your fleet from anywhere, anytime. And the best part, our friendly US-based customer support team is just one phone call away. No more long wait times or frustrating tech talk. Just real people with real solutions. With Connexial, you get a professional team you can trust and easy-to-use products that keep you on the road. What do you say, Tony?
I'm ready. Make the smart move and call Connexial today.
865-888-6920. Learn more at Connexial.com. That's Konexial.com. Drive life with Connexial and go Vols.
Basilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
Yeehaw! Some people say betting online is still the wild, wild west. But with the VIP Play app, you're riding with the best. VIP Play app is hotter than a $2 pistol packed with flair. Live hosts and features finer than a frog hair. Send your old betting problems out of town with a slap. You'll be betting sharp as a tack on the VIP Play app.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Happy birthday, Sister Jean. She's 106 years old today. How long ago, was the Sister Jean game? How old was she when that occurred?
The game was in March of 2018, I believe, on St. Patrick's Day, somewhere right around there. So 7 years, a little over 7 years ago, she must have been 98, about to be 99.
Well, it's a lot of candles on the cake. Let's go back to the phone.
Yeah.
A lot of candles. See, were you at that game in Dallas? Were you down there?
Yeah, I was. I was sitting. One of my buddies lived in Dallas at the time. Went down there and sat with him right behind Jason Witten, and I guess his son, who's now a big time prospect, was at that game right behind the bench there. So yeah, we went down there and watched. It was a pretty brutal game. I think one of the worst of all these tournament losses. I'd put that right up there with that Purdue loss, I guess, the next year in Louisville. But yeah, I was at the game. It was pretty bad. A lot of Texas Tech fans there. Texas Tech fans actually were, a lot of Texas Tech fans were taunting the group of Tennessee fans as they left the deal there. They played Florida in the next game there.
And how'd they fare against Florida?
I left. I don't even remember. I left as soon as the game ended. A bunch of my buddies stayed. I believe it was a really good game. I think Texas Tech won. I'm pretty sure. I think
they did win.
That the year they played for the title.
There you go.
That was the year
I
after.
think they lost in the Elite Eight that year. I'm pretty sure.
You know, Matt, the thing about the tournament is when your team gets beat like that and it's a gut punch, I don't remember anything that happened that rest of that day. So I'm glad you recalled that,
especially when it's a guy. As you know, I'm a college hoops junkie. I usually stay and watch games if there's more games, but that one was that one was tough to take.
Yeah, I went and saw an team get eliminated like that, and you just say, "That's it. I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't know what I'm doing." I remember the night Tennessee got beat in the Georgia Dome by LSU. Me and the great Sean Nunley, 2001. We drove home that night, overnight, after the post-game show was over. So our post-game show ended probably around 2:30 a.m. And I looked at him and I said, "What do you want to do?" And he looked at me and I said, "Man, I want to get out of here." And we just drove all night, came back. Because that's just how it felt. Like, I got to get out of here, man. This is brutal. Let's go to the phones. 865-200-5402. One of the things we talked about, which I threw up on the blog today, is a little poll on Nico. And I'm monitoring the voting right now online over at Tony Basilio on Twitter X. And here's the latest. 42% of you don't care about Nico this year. 28% of you hope he fails miserably. 4% of you wish him the best. And 26% of you hope the dad goes broke. And so now you're looking at only 46% on the positive side for him. I'm with C, though. Several of you that say you don't care really do care, but you don't want to admit to yourself that you care. And that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I'm a low-rent, low-life sports fan. Okay? I do care. I don't want to see him succeed. However, my dark humor and doing a talk show here, just to see if he succeeded, how angry everybody would get here would be, I'm not going to lie to you, it would be a little comical. You have to admit that. It would be a little comical. Not a lot comical, but a little comical. Let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome into our next call. You are on our Thursday edition.
Hey, Tony, it's Music City Sam in the house.
There he is, my man. My man.
Hey, they're gonna call Sister Jean the fireman if she puts 106 candles on that thing.
How big would the cake be, man? Seriously. I think if I was giving her a birthday cake tonight, I would do the thing where you go 106 with 3 candles.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, quick trivia. Who was one of the main writers on that song from East Tennessee?
Was that Kim, the guy that wrote Friends in Low Places?
No.
I don't remember that. Wasn't Kim Williams. Who was it?
Dean Dillon.
Wow, that's awesome, dude.
Also wrote Tennessee Whiskey.
That's next level.
Yeah.
Now, that's some good stuff right there.
Hey, I had to bring it up. As soon as he said fireman, I thought they need to play that song as soon as he's walking out on the field. Someone in UT's media department needs to pick that up, but we'll see if they do. In the key of A, Tony, in the key of A.
That's right. The people's key, baby.
So, I love Tennessee fans like Mark. You don't know 10 players on the team, and then you wonder why there's no buzz in your head. How can you have any buzz if you don't even know who's playing? What are you going to do? Listen to the national media? All they're going to say is, you lost Nico, you lost Dylan Sampson, you lost James Pierce, so your team's going to be terrible. The national media doesn't do extensive research on the talent that's replacing it or who's coming back. So, sorry, that just Had to get that off my chest.
You know, you're firing me up, focusing me, and preparing me right now. Matt, do you believe he's got a good point about when a guy comes on and says, I can only name 9 players? Of course, you're not going to have any buzz. Or is it that the team is kind of starless, Matt? Which one?
It's a little of both. There's not a ton of buzz. You don't get anything from camp anymore. You don't really get a lot of, insider stuff from what happens at practice. They keep it tight-lipped. And there is, you don't have that star power on the team this year, which could wind up being a good thing. But it's a little of both. But I'm disappointed. Mark should be able to name 10 players. I mean, the white tight end. Come on, it took him the SEC media days.
Yeah, I can name 10 players on the offensive line. But in any case, hey, I got a 5th option for the Nico poll. If I was the governor, I'd ban his family from ever stepping foot in the state of Tennessee ever again. That's how petty I am.
So it sounds to me like you're going to be. I'm putting you down for a hard 4, my friend.
Hey, I already told you I'm showing up to a UCLA game if I'm anywhere close in an orange cowboy hat with an orange lei. And I'm going to chant VOLS, go Vols, go.
Nick's not going to be very happy with you, man. Nick's not going to be going for that.
He might send the nation I'll have to work on my agility skills to dodge the nation of 3,000 getting out of that place.
One thing about Andy is, and when Andy speaks, I listen. When he told me he had 3,000 family members, I had time for that.
Oh, man. I've incorporated that into the next piece as well. I had to double dip it because it's just, man, it makes me laugh every time.
I mean, Matt, you have to admit that Andy getting escorted out of the Redneck Brawl Saturday night, and if the nation of 3,000 would have been there, that wouldn't have happened with him because they would have had his back. But you have to admit that Andy is got a lot of spirit about him.
It's incredible.
That's a lot of
cannon,
dude. When they
that's a lot of Christmas shopping.
When they escorted him out of there, oh yeah, Bri, nation of 3,000. You imagine what Santa's sleigh doesn't have enough room on it. Can you imagine being down there ringside and Andy and that guy going at each other? And if Andy would have come over that railing, it would have been over for that dude. You hear me, Nashville? Over. You don't mess with Andy. You don't mess with Andy. Over.
You know, another thing that hurts us in terms of buzz is just when you listen to Josh Heupel talk, it's like, man, how could you get excited about a team? He doesn't say anything. I mean, it's just so boring. It's he could have 3 of the best receivers he's ever had, the best quarterback he's ever thought of, and he'd say, well, they're progressing week by week, and I'm just getting to week 1. So you would never even know until the first game. So, I mean, I know I'm excited about the team, obviously. But
you know what's funny? You know what's funny about you saying that? Because Adams was on here the other day, Tuesday, and we took his press conference. I forgot how bad Heupel is till I heard that the other day. Because Matt said it as soon as it was done. It's horrible. He doesn't, and I don't need him to entertain me, but I think I need him to be a little better than that. I don't. It's kind of like sports figures. I don't turn to sports figures for like moral guidance like some people do. I just don't. And in fact, if they're good people, hey, great. I'm not looking for that. Okay. From a head coach, I don't need you to entertain me, but at least, how would you describe that, man? I mean, what do we even call that? It's past vanilla. I mean, it's more vanilla than vanilla.
It's not entertainment. I just want him to keep me awake.
I mean, can you crack a joke every once in a while? Something. Just tell a story.
And what's weird is he's animated on the sideline. It's not like he's a statue on the sideline. I just think he despises being in front of the media. He doesn't want to.
I agree with that.
He just doesn't want to answer anything.
Yeah, I think he's.
There's
a
no
media
coaches
hater.
show anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bri. He's a media hater. Which, hey, whatever. But it is interesting that you would point that out because you're one of the wooliest people that I know, and woolly on the upcoming season. But the Heupel thing, man, listening to him, that is a tough listen. But thanks for the call, and I appreciate you coming clean. I appreciate you coming clean. Feels better, doesn't it?
There's just so many nega balls, man. It's like, don't tell me you're down on the season and you don't even know who's coming to play for it.
Yep. I agree. Thank you, my man.
See you. Bye.
Great phone call. 865-200-5402 if you want to hunt mix with us. I mean, I go to Matt yesterday, and I'm like, or the other day, and I'm like, what'd you think of that? And Matt goes, I mean, what did you get out of that? And I went, well, I guess nothing. I mean, he was even asked about Boo Carter, and the answer was kind of a nothing answer about Boo Carter. It was like, what was the thing, Matt? What was the thing about Boo Carter? What he said something about, and the way he says things too. It's just so interesting that he's talking, and yet you kind of go, okay, where's the answer? It's very good. He's very good at that. That's kind of a skill. I wish I had it. I wouldn't talk myself into trouble like I do. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. I'm too honest to do what he does, though, because I'd go out there and rip people, myself included. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, Steve, and Jasper.
Hey, Steve. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, it's been a while. I got the message from them for 2026 football tickets, and we don't even know what the home schedule's going to be yet. So I've got a suggestion for you. They've got Furman and Kennesaw State on there. I didn't even know Kennesaw State played football, but I guess they do. How about setting aside a couple of copper cards for the first two people who can guess what the third cupcake's going to be in 2026?
Well, you make a great point. Now, I don't know how long these people are going to continue, and I mean these people, I mean Division I football, are going to continue to have NFL exhibition games in the middle of their regular season. Because see, if you think about that, that's what they're doing here. These are NFL exhibition games that are going on, these cupcake games that are going on in the middle of a season where in many cases there's only 7 home dates, and 3 of them are just dreadful football games, see? And you really only get 2 marquee games. How much longer are they going to get away with this?
Yeah, and in the NFL, obviously you get 1. I guess there's 3, so sometimes 2. 2 of those preseason games, they alternate 2 or 1, and then you get the full season, 8 or 9 home games. So you're only getting, it's 20% of the schedule in the NFL of those fake games, and I know they charge full prices for them, but it's a little more palatable when it's 2 out of 10 than it is when it's what we see at this, or 1 out of 10 sometimes, than it is what we get here, which is over next year. We're going to get like the caller said here, Kennesaw, Furman. We're going to get another total cupcake game, and then Vandy at home. So, and then you play one of your non-conference games is Georgia Tech in the Dome. So you're going to have only 7 home games, like you said, and 4 of them are going to, if you include Vandy, are going to be most likely non-competitive games. And I know you can't help Vandy, but 3 out of your 7 scheduled games are going to be games that aren't worth really looking at. And there's a place for them. There's a place for them, like with the Amachi thing, taking young fans, people who maybe are coming in from out of town, whatever. But people who have season tickets, just throwing away 3 out of the 7 is not, I don't think it's sustainable, but I guess it is. People are willing to go, and people are willing to buy the tickets to get the real games. But I mean, having 3 out of 7 games be just total jokes and games that aren't worth even, I mean, to me, so it's not worth going over there or really even looking at it, past a quarter and a half. So I don't know how they can get away with this much longer, but somehow it seems like they're doing it because people keep buying it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens the next time there's a major financial recession in the country. A downturn will be a financial downturn. We'll see if these athletic directors can keep this up. But if you take the list, normally I would pick Akron because that's a strong pick, a strong guess typically. But I think they might go with the Atlanta trifecta in 2026 and try to get Georgia State on the schedule. Then they'd have Kennesaw State, Georgia State, and what the students there affectionately call it North Avenue Trade School, which is probably the best university in the South. So we'd have all three Atlanta schools on the schedule.
Hey, Steve, at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised to see Sewanee show up on the schedule.
Well, they are, and then they could say, well, it's an SEC team,
Yeah, Georgia Tech and Sewanee in the same year. Turn back the clock night.
I need to include Tulane and Sewanee. You got the old SEC coming back together.
There you go. But
Tulane's a much too high quality opponent to play in one of those home games, Brian.
That's right. Much too high quality. I think they'll stick with Sewanee or Georgia State or somebody like that. But here's another thing, real quick, and this is kind of a radical idea, I know, for SEC. How many conference games are we going to play? But this is an idea that I thought of, and it's not any worse than any others. Let these schools, some schools like to concentrate on the conference, or they say, well, winning the conference is worth something. It might be worth more than getting in that, being one of the 12 or 16 or 28 or however many teams are going to put in the playoffs. But nonetheless, put pencil in every school with 8 games, conference games, and then if other schools want to play extra games, if school wants to play, we're going to play 9 conference games, or we're going to play 10 conference games. Figure it out where they can do that, and then the teams that go to the SEC championship game are the teams that win the most conference games. But here's the kicker. The tiebreaker on who goes to the teams that have played the most conference games. So if a team cares enough about playing in the conference, let's say to schedule 9 conference games, and 2 teams finish 8-1, they would go play for the championship over a team that just plays 8 and goes 8-0.
Where are you guys on that? Matt, what do you think of that idea?
I think we're getting rid of the championship game when they go to 9, when they continue to expand. So I don't know. That's an interesting idea. I've never really thought about it. But I just couldn't see SEC schools playing more conference games than they need to. That just isn't going to happen. I just don't think that would happen.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Well,
coaches will never go for that.
Well, yeah, and these coaches are making $10 million a year, and they could work for their pay, is my opinion. But, but you're right. They won't go for it because they don't. Yeah, what benefit is it to them to play 9? But
that's the whole thing. The coaches are way in control. Plus, the SEC has a great argument that our 8 games are better than your 9 when you look at the Big Ten. Also, there's a component. We threw a link in the blog today. They're actually going to use a real strength of schedule component going forward. And a lot of football fans are like, so there's not one in there now, and it's like, well, it's not really defined. It's such a strange era we're living in, guys. It's really odd.
Well, yeah.
But thank you, Steve. You're the man.
All right.
Thank you, brother. And I'm going to put Steve down since he's such a nice, sweet guy. Steve hopes his dad goes broke on Nico. 865. Is that what you got from him, C? Did you hear what I heard from Steve, that he's kind of wishing poverty on them?
Yeah, I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think that's fair based on his call.
But, Matt, the point is really well taken. They're really fleecing and killing the college fan these days, Matt. And they're getting away with it. I mean, they are flat out getting away with it. Because that's substandard. When half of your games are basically punt games, that's kind of substandard, Matt.
Yeah, or you play neutral site games to start the year.
Yeah, it's a total ripoff. Yes.
Yeah, it's all just a cash grab and for TV money, and that's unfortunately the fans are the ones who suffer from it.
Do fans push back eventually?
Less good product to see, and you have to pay premiums for it, and that cost is never going down, as we saw with that 4% increase the other day.
Here, what do you think? Because I don't know. I would have thought it would have occurred a long time ago, the breaking point. But it just keeps getting bigger.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, unfortunately, if that's what you want.
The pushback. I would like to see some pushback. I would like to see some accountability.
I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw that the basketball season tickets were sold out yesterday, and I don't know if you guys, they're home I know they have obviously a league schedule that you get 9 good games, but you have the non-league schedule. Louisville's the only non-bye game on the schedule. So I mean, you're getting, I guess, six bye games out of 16, which is close to what it is in football, and they sold out their tickets with the big price increases yesterday too.
Pretty amazing.
Hey, Tone, what's the waiting list for basketball season tickets?
Well, if football is 24,000, let's just make up a number like he did. Why don't we go with like 11,000? Start there, Matt. Does that sound good to you? 11,000?
Yeah, might be a tad high, but yeah, let's go with 11.
Yeah.
They're going to have a waiting list for soccer season tickets soon.
Hey,
they even charge for games.
Crack if you want, but my ladies are 3-0 right now, Bri, after going to Westwood last night and getting a dub. I couldn't find it while I was running ESPN Plus.
They have 2 top 5. Find a team that has 2 top 5 wins already.
Did you guys see the box score for that game? UCLA, Tennessee had 1 shot, not 1 shot on goal, 1 total shot. UCLA had 17, and Tennessee won 1-0.
That's what I'm screaming. You know what we call that where I come from? Tactics. Tactics. We come back on the other side. I mean, that's some Pete Crow Armstrong stuff right there. Make it count, baby doll. Make it count. We're going to come back on the other side. I want to talk to you. It's been unbelievable. It's C, TGMD, and Briny Boy Thursday as we continue with more after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
This is one of the last homestands to see your Knoxville Smokies play this season. This week will be full of celebrations with All-You-Can-Eat Wednesday and Titans Night on Thursday. You could win a free Titans autographed jersey and tickets to an upcoming game. Then the weekend is packed with fireworks on Friday. Saturday is UT Night with a Dylan Sampson bobblehead giveaway and fireworks, and our day game of the week on Sunday. Grab your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com. Knoxville Smokies.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Although summer is almost over, the last thing you want during sweltering heat is a broken air conditioner or HVAC system. That means it's more important than ever to keep you and your family comfortable and safe during extreme East Tennessee weather. Don't ignore the warning signs that your AC is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need emergency HVAC repairs, routine preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month, get up to a $1,000 discount when you buy and install a new air conditioner or HVAC HVAC system. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our Gold Bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash. Tony B here with the great Zakai Ziegler for Advent.
Hey, whoa. Tony, I got this. Hey, Tennessee, it's Easy here. Next time you have an electric issue at your home or business, call my friends at Advent Electric. With offices in Knoxville and Nashville, it's Mama's Easy approved.
You heard it from the most electrifying player in the league. Call the service professionals at Advent Electric, 865-588-0631. Online, adventelectric.com. Tell them ZZ sent you. My name's Tater the Bee, and I'm back with you. An update on our tote board here. Poll question: when I think of Nico, this is over on Twitter at Tony Basilio. Go vote. With the several thousands that will before the day is over. 43% of you say you don't care. I don't believe you. But more power to you. 26% of you hope he fails miserably. You're being honest about it. 4% of you wish him the best, which there's always going to be a few. of those folks. Hey, more power to you. You're a better person than I am. And 27% of you hope his dad goes broke, which you're the ultimate hate watchers, if that's you. So roughly, now the number is roughly 60%. No, hang on a second here. 53% either hope he fails miserably or his dad goes broke. I'm really proud of All Nation. Bunch of classy people on Twitter. See, who knew? I had no idea we were that classy on Twitter. Very good. Very well done.
You've always been a big fan of All Twitter.
Back to the phones we go, and let's get our next call in at 865-200-5402. You're on the air. Welcome in.
This is Lukey Dome.
Hey, Lukey Dome. Welcome in, buddy.
Hey, I'm for Nico 100%. He wore the orange. It wasn't his fault.
Yep.
So I'm hoping he wins big time.
Yep.
And I'm also hoping Joey Aguilar wins too, but he would have never been the quarterback if I was the coach, because 14 interceptions and 7, if he only had 7 interceptions, that would have been too many. No way will I put a guy in there with 14 interceptions in 1 year. There's no way.
So let me make sure I understand this. You're for Nico 100%, but you're dumping on the guy that took his place. Hey, Matt, is Lukey coming from?
No.
Is Lukey coming from the fourth corner of your mind today, Matt? Where's his call coming from?
He really values the ball and doesn't like turnovers.
That's correct. And George McIntyre, everybody knows he had the best when he was in the competition there. Answer this question, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Is David Sanders a freshman?
Yes.
Is he going to start?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why can't everybody knows who the best quarterback is, why didn't he start? George McIntyre.
I think the way to answer that question would be that David Sanders is physically ready to start.
Well, so is Jordan McIntyre.
G-Mac.
He's 6'6". He's going to be a little bit skinny because he's tall. He's 6'6". He's strong.
I think he's more like
people like
six,
that. They're strong, Tom.
Yeah, I think he's more like 6'7" plus. But the point is that G-Mac is going to be a really nice player, and you don't want to get him hurt.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, Tony. They don't want him to get a leg up on that 5-star next year, too. That 5-star coming, he's going to have to beat out that 5-star, and they need him this year. They can't wait till next year he may not, he's going to have a hard time that 5-star. I don't know how good the 5-star is, but I know George McIntyre is good.
Hey, Matt, could that be a piece of that? You throw him out there. You throw him out there, and he kind of balls out. It complicates things. Is that true, Matt? What Luke's saying?
I mean, it'd be a good problem to have. I mean, I think McIntyre's the early front runner to be the starter next year, without question. I think there's a decent chance he plays significant games this fall. I mean, I think if it comes down to it, he's probably the real backup quarterback on this team. If they have to go to the backup for an extended period of time.
I was surprised how forthcoming Watson Brown was with that yesterday. He's like, look, man, these guys are not in this to lose games, and they are not going to play around with that backup quarterback. They're going to play the guy, that's going to help them win. Pretty interesting, I thought.
Yeah, I think I agree with him, but I'm for the Vols 100%. I want to win every game they play, and I want to win that Georgia game this year. We've got to have that game because we're one of the top teams, and we always have been. We don't need to go into the game thinking we're going to lose it all the time. I mean, I'm tired of that. we don't have a one loss yet. We got to lose it before we lose it. And I want to win it.
So what's your record, Luke? When you look at the season, what do you think the record's going to be?
Well, I think we can go 9-2. If let's see, 9-3, I guess. If we can beat Georgia, I don't know if we can win on the road. I mean, it's going to be a little hard to beat Alabama and maybe Florida on the road, but maybe we can.
I'm not going to go 9-3 if they beat Georgia.
Well, they play 12 games, and
yeah, Brian.
They could be 10-2.
9 plus 3 equals 12,
Brian.
Brian.
10-2. Yeah.
Luke, you're the man. You've had a great phone call.
Hey, I got one more, Tony. One more.
Oh.
Do you ever listen to Alicia Lang on the SEC Network?
Alicia Lang. Yeah, I've seen her. Yeah, I've seen her.
She's good.
Very good.
Okay. Well, they picked the other night. They had 6 games early in the year for the SEC teams, and she said they go 5-1. And you know who she thought might get beat?
Who's that?
The Volunteers. She thought Syracuse could beat the Volunteers. That was the one loss. 5-1. She predicted 5-1.
Well, Danny White. Danny White, if that happens, hey, Luke, his 24,000 seat waiting list, if that happens, is going to get a lot of work out this off season. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he ain't going to talk so loud, and he ain't going to seem so proud if they lose to Syracuse. Because that'll be big trouble in Little China to him, my friend.
Yeah, she thinks Syracuse is a lot better than most people.
Lots of luck with that, Alicia Lang. Yeah. But who knows? The thing about this stuff
Maybe Alyssa Lang thinks Tennessee's going to win, and Alicia Lang thinks Syracuse is going to win.
Thank you, Lukey. Good talking to you. The interesting thing, though, is that last year there were games that you had to see, refresh my memory, power ratings-wise, like Tennessee right now is 13-point favorite over them. But then after the first couple weeks of the year, they had to, move teams around 17 points, 15 points. They had to really, reorient things after a couple weeks. Truth is, nobody really knows. But that Syracuse team looks bad on paper. They do look bad on paper.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of movement. It's probably even more than usual just in the last couple of years with the portal because of all the turnover and stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, look at a team like Indiana last year where they were – or Florida State might be the best example. Where is Florida State? If Florida State had played Georgia Tech and Ireland in Week 12 compared to what they were in Week 1, there probably would have been 30 or so, 5 touchdown or so difference in where you thought they were compared to where they ended up. So, yeah, there's going to be some teams like that or matchups like that where you're going to get 3-4 touchdown swings from what the projection is before the season all the way to what the teams end up being. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be every team, but there will be some outliers out there that, I mean, just like people who are talking about it like us, just kind of shooting the breeze, the Vegas is going to miss badly on teams because of injuries or just kind of not knowing what young guys or transfers can do, things like that. So, yeah, it's possible, I guess, that Syracuse could be a lot better than people are thinking. But on paper, it seems like a game that wouldn't be acceptable to lose, I would say.
John Bryce is going to join us tomorrow to unpack Steve Angeli. And here's a question, right? We all have to wonder is what if Angeli can play? What if they go out there, they can go fast, he can throw the ball around, and they can make some plays down? I mean, you don't know. You do not know. So we're going to talk with Bryce about what we can expect from Steve Angeli. He'll be with us tomorrow, part of our first hour, along with the great Mike Huguenin. And boy, we have so much to talk about with him. We're going to do a TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime coming up because there's so much stuff out there yet. It's just unmined. In the meantime, shout out to my friends at VIP Play. Direct deposit via debit card and Apple Pay now available for users. This is just one more step that they're taking because it's time to hit the ground running for football season. It's time to do this. It's time to get it rolling. It's time to make this happen. And when you sign up for VIP play, you'll get the welcome bonus of $100 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5 or more. The promo code is TNTony. Again, all 12 Tennessee football games are there for you, for your entertainment action. Also, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, all kinds of great stuff with the U.S. Open in tennis going on right now, which will begin in earnest next week. So all kinds of great stuff to think about. And remember, ladies and germs, live always with 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options. VIP where everybody gets treated like a VIP. Gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over in the state of Tennessee to place a bet. And we love you. To the radio listener, peace. And the conversation continues here at tclub.team.
WJBE 1040 AM 99.7 FM. Translator W259AB. Powell, Knoxville.
It's TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, presented by TLD Logistics. Online at tldlogistics.com. And now let's go to the guys with today's edition of TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime.
My name's Tony Basilio. C's in the house. TGMD's in the house. Brian Hartman's in the house. Boys, your thoughts on this thing? And Matt, what's your excitement level right now, 8 days out? I know you've kind of tempered yourself going up. What's your excitement level right now, Matt?
Probably about an 8 since 8 days out. Good. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. Just a whole lot of kind of unknowns.
Yep.
And just a lot of uncertainty, not just with Tennessee, but like he said, just kind of across the board. Feels like a really wide open year.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of making the playoffs, there's still only about 5 or 6 teams that can win it all, but it should be a year with I'm hoping a lot of kind of upsets along the way, and kind of we'll see how it plays out if that's the case. But a lot of parity.
I love the concept of Saturday. Obviously, we'll watch a little bit, but really on the 30th, those signature games that are going to take place are just going to be amazing. I mean, that is just an absolutely full day, full weekend of great major college football. It's going to be a lot of fun, those signature games. And then by the time we get into the league, that's going to be really interesting as well, because you think you know, but you really don't know. So as a Tennessee fan, you kind of hold on to that, You hold on that you think you know, but you really don't know, and we'll see what happens. 865-200-5402 is the numero do. If you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us. And we'll stay and take a few more calls, and then we'll get rolling as Laura's got to get something to eat. And I'm still not down in the studio, so I'm still nursing myself here, trying not to do too much and go crazy. Let's go to the phones and get our next call in on our TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, presented by our friends at TLD Logistics. Welcome in.
Tony.
Yo.
We didn't get to make it last night to see the Lady Vols win up in Westwood.
Darn it, man.
I got stuck working late, and we couldn't make the drive that late in the day up to 405. But we will be there Saturday, 4 p.m. at Loyola Marymount, where Gina's employed. So we have to rep the Lions a little bit because they help pay bills. But we will still have plenty of orange too.
That's neat, man. I'm glad you're getting to see that.
Yeah, we're fired up, man. That campus is so gorgeous. It's going to be like 99 degrees in Westwood on Saturday, which is insane for out here. That doesn't happen, right? But down in Marina Del Rey on the water, it should be like 80. So it'll be perfect.
Well, sounds like a great day. And, the thing is, anytime you get a chance to connect with your home like that, you get a chance to see some of your home girls in the flesh. And they're balling out right now. The Lady Vols, C said they got outshot 15-1 and scored. Rusty, you follow the beautiful game. That X-goal thing is fine and all those advanced stats, but the truth is, the team that puts the bulging in the old onion bag is really the only thing that matters in that deal.
That's right, man. I've watched my Liverpool team play like a Bournemouth and put 17, 18 shots on goal and lose 2-1 because the other team countered twice and got 2 shots off, and they both found the net. It's the way of that sport, man. It's what makes it fun.
Yeah,
team can park the bus the whole game, and all they do is get 2 counters or 1 counter even.
Yep.
So I guess my answer to the poll question for the day is I'm pulling for the kid, and not so much as to what he does on the field, but I'm pulling for the kid to find a pair and to get away from his dad. That's what I'm pulling for the betterment of his life.
It's got to be really hard to be that age and have your dad lording over you like that. That cannot be fun, man.
And you're already a millionaire, and your dad's lording over you.
Yeah, if he's seeing that money, I don't know what their relationship's like. Maybe
That's
he's
so
not
true.
seeing that money, right?
Yeah, so true. Hey, the caller was talking about 9 conference games, and Dixie said something interesting. When we go to 9 conference games, they're going to do away with the SEC championship. I have a better solution. Can I throw it out real quick?
Sure.
Keep the schedule the way it is with 12 games. You play 8 conference games. And then on championship Saturday, whenever one plays 2, because I think we don't have divisions anymore, it's just the top 2 teams get to go to Atlanta, have everybody else play a home game where 3 plays 4 at 3's stadium, 5 plays 6 at 5's stadium. So we get a night conference game. We get everybody plays on championship Saturday. One's for the SEC championship. The other ones are just a night conference game.
That's a damn good idea.
Well, you're going to have that going up against the championship game, though. So what kind of ratings do you think they'd get?
Championship game, 8 p.m. prime time in Atlanta. The other games are all played before that, just like a regular college football Saturday.
See, what do you think of that idea? I kind of like that. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think, it makes sense. I think what, like Brian said, the TV thing would be the thing that, because would you have that in other leagues too? Because obviously the conference championship games are going to be going on all over the country. Would you want to have that in every league, Rusty?
Our commissioner doesn't care what the Big 12 and the ACC do.
True.
And would you rather watch the Big 12 championship? Would you rather watch the Big 12 championship game, or would you rather watch the 3rd place Georgia finisher versus the 4th place Florida finisher from Athens? Which would you rather watch that day? At noon.
The only thing is if those championship games are playing games for the playoffs, those would be the. But I see what you're saying. If you have A&M in Florida or Iowa State and Colorado, which are you watching? I see what you're saying. It's a decent idea. I'd have to think about it. The ratings would be interesting. It'd be an interesting thing to kind of think about and all the logistics of it and everything.
And that 3 versus 4 and that 5 versus 6 game in the SEC that could be played at a home site. Those would be kind of seeding or playing games to the playoff too.
That's exactly right. Those would have a
whole lot of playoff. Those would have tons of playoff implications on those games.
That was kind of my thought. My thought is, so many of those games, if you went back down to that last weekend, you could almost call that thing like Elimination Saturday. There could be teams getting eliminated in real time right there.
Oh, why would you want to eliminate conference teams from the playoffs?
Well, no, you would still get 4 or 5 SEC teams in.
Yeah.
It would just mean the loser of that 3-4 might be a worse seed in the playoff, or the loser of the 5-6 game, whoever loses that game might just get knocked out, but the 5 gets in, you still would get as many teams from the SEC. You would just get a great game.
Coaches would
and it would help
never do that.
So like last year, Tennessee would have been playing Alabama or South Carolina or Ole Miss. Is that right?
Yeah, we would have been playing on Championship Saturday in Knoxville versus, I think, South Carolina. No, Ole Miss. We would have been playing Ole Miss in Knoxville last year when Georgia and Texas were playing in Atlanta.
And then Alabama would be playing South Carolina. Yeah, I mean, if you take everything out of it as a viewer, it'd be awesome. But why would Tennessee want to play that game that last year? You see what I'm saying?
If we win it, you probably get to host a playoff game as opposed to going to Columbus.
Yeah. And then Alabama plays South Carolina, and I guess the winner of that game you'd think the winner of that game probably would have gotten in over SMU. Yeah, I mean, some years it probably helps. It's not bad. I don't hate the idea the more I think about it.
It's an interesting idea. It's very much interesting.
Tickets and old Danny White would like it because I'm sure God knows what you can charge for that game if you're hosting it.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine? Oh my gosh!
All right, boys, y'all be good.
See you, brother. Old Docky boy Danny. Some of the replies here on Twitter. Hate watching Nicole and the Bruins. Will be a fun diversion this fall. Laney Boy Kiffin for the new generation. That's from Last Nut Standing. Michael Honcho has chimed in, and he says 2 and 4. Matt, has old Mike Honcho gone on and had a pretty good season in Colorado? He was doing pretty well there for a while. I've kind of lost track of him. What kind of season is he having?
Had a really good year. It's one of their 2 or 3 best hitters. Bats in the middle of their lineup just about every day.
Nice.
Yeah, he's had a really nice season. I mean, every highlight I have, he's hitting a ball to right center field. It's either a double in the gap or a home run.
Zach from TN said, I just voted, Tony. Thank you. Red States Redneck says, I hope he suffers the fate of Val Kilmer's character in MacGruber. So, I mean, a lot of subtlety there on the Twitter X machine. The updated voting is 40% don't care, 6% wish him the best, 28% want his dad to go broke, and 26% want him to fail miserably. And see, like you predicted, a lot more people have a problem with his dad than they do him, which is why I put that thing about his dad in there.
Yeah, his dad, I honestly don't think he had much of a say in it at all. I mean, from everything I've heard, you've reported everything, it doesn't seem like I think his dad was calling the shots 100% from the time, he's probably a sophomore in high school. I mean, the fact that his brother's his backup quarterback at UCLA when he was competing for the Arkansas starting job and seemed to be having a really good spring there, and they just up and leaves, the week after Nico does that. Do you think those kids are making any of those decisions? No chance.
No way.
So I have a hard time hating the kid or really wishing badly upon him. I'd never heard anything badly from. It didn't seem like he was any kind of problem in the locker room or teammates didn't like him, anything like that. He was kind of just wallpaper as far as that. He seemed like a good, kind-hearted kid who maybe didn't have a lot of the it factor, but it wasn't like he wasn't a good player, but it wasn't like he was a bad kid or wasn't a good teammate or anything. So I have a hard time wishing or projecting that onto him when his dad is clearly the one doing all this, even though like a caller said, it's like Rusty said, it is a little sad that he's, 21 and seemingly that has no control over his life. That's kind of the sad part.
Grant Ramey reporting that Neyland Stadium is now all Tennessee athletic venues are now cashless. So as the great Stevie Guitar Miller once said, your cash ain't nothing but trash, right before Mary Lou. The Vols also announced extended security perimeter, Matt, outside the stadium. So we're going to have an extended security perimeter now outside the stadium.
And Texas Roadhouse, right, in the stadium?
What is it?
They're adding Texas Roadhouse food to the stadium.
Oh, my gosh. Updates to the chair back seats in the bowl. They fixed the recline, Matt. They fixed the recline. And now fully functional Wi-Fi, Matt Dixon, your thoughts?
I'll believe the fully functional Wi-Fi when I experience it. They say that every year.
We've come a long way since the Sodexo.
An extended perimeter around the west entry of the stadium has been established to further help and speed up entry. Walk-through metal dictators will be moved out of Philip Fulmer Way and onto the southeastern corner and the west side of the stadium. So, back to the phones we go. And Danny White catching strays these days on Twitter, which is kind of fun. But that one thing they know is that you're coming, and you're coming, and you're coming. And you know what, guys? The cashless thing in a stadium is the smartest thing in the whole wide world, because when you put something on a card, you're not spending money. It doesn't feel like you're spending money. Back to the phones we go.
You know what they want to also ask you to leave a tip for someone just to turn around and hand you a bottle of water.
Tip culture.
You get a popcorn and a bottle of water for $22, and they want you to tip them $5 on there.
Yep.
It's hard to even find the little slot on the machine that says no tip.
Do you?
Yeah.
I just don't want to get my food spit in. So generally, I'm going to tip you. It's total peer pressure, man.
25% tip on a girl from the church group turning around and taking a bottled water out of the cooler and handing it to you. That's a nice gig.
I wonder, Matt, what kind of money they make per hour doing that. If you're in one of those big stadiums, getting that tip money.
I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing to find out.
Because I always tip.
All of it, like C said, it's for churches or like softball groups.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Boy Scouts, they do it for. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know that.
But I remember when we went down to spring training this past year, man, every time you'd order something, they'd flip that thing around for you to tip them. And they just wear you out with it. And AC, are they doing that in major league stadiums this year?
Oh yeah. Everywhere you go. I mean, it's not just, it's every place you go now has that. I'm trying to think of the craziest place I've been asked to tip. I can't think. I feel like there's been something where it really caught me off guard. But yeah, you almost, though, because it is for a good cause, I'm more likely to tip. Like if it was, just if this was like full-time workers, I probably would never tip. But when I get my $20 box of popcorn, I'll give them a couple dollars, because I know they're usually people who are doing it for a good cause. So it kind of is a smart thing. I'm sure a lot of people are like me. They'll tip even though they think it's silly. And the way it's set up with the thing where you just flip it around, and it before you even do your card or anything, it's like you're expected to do it. So I think they probably get more people to tip than you would think, just talking about it.
I can imagine the amount of money in tips that's collected. Only they would know that, but on a per cap basis in the stadium or a per sale basis, I wonder what the number is. Because again, I feel extremely peer pressured into doing it.
Yeah, so do I.
And then I feel bad for the people if I don't do it. But let's go back to the phones on TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime. Hi, welcome in.
I feel bad for me if I do it. Go ahead.
Welcome in. You're on the air.
Yo, what's up, Tony? Joshy boy.
Wings.
Hey, C, I wanted to get your thoughts. I put in some Heisman bets just now. Sawyer Robertson, 80-1 from Baylor. The Morton kid from Texas Tech, 1,500-1. Ron Williams from Bama, 35-1, and Austin Simmons from Ole Miss at 40-1.
Let's go, Joshy. I love the long shots, man.
Yeah, those Big 12 quarterbacks, you're kind of betting on one. I mean, you're basically betting on those teams when you're betting on Morton. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, I don't know if I think it's going to be hard for one of these teams from the Big 12 to win it. But I guess last year you had Genty and some other guys from lower level leagues that were in there. So yeah, I think the guys at the top are not worth betting on. When I was looking at it, you have the Klubniks and the Jeremiah Smiths. Yeah, I don't hate the idea. And when you're betting on quarterbacks, if Texas Tech runs off and goes 12-0, Baron Morton will probably be in New York, I would think. So yeah, it makes some sense to me. I know you're high on Alabama, so you said you bet on Ryan Williams 35-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're high on Alabama too. He could have a big year. It's kind of quarterback dependent for them. Yeah, I don't hate those, Josh. Maybe you'll get one of those guys to New York and you'll have a sweat there in early December. Big payout.
True. Yeah. See, who do you like to come out of the Big 12 this year?
I personally like Utah. I think I'm pretty high on them. We'll see what that UCLA Utah game, last game of the night in week 1, I'm really excited for. I like Utah to win that game, but they obviously were kind of a disappointment last year. They had Cam Rising, all the stuff was kind of surrounding him before the season, if you remember. And then they just were disappointing all year, but they bring a good amount back. And then they're doing the same thing that Oklahoma did and Vandy did last year. As far as they're bringing in a quarterback in Dampier, and his offensive coordinator's coming with him from New Mexico. So they're doing the same thing. I know Tony's talked about that kind of becoming more in vogue, but Utah is following that same pattern with an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coming in from another stop and bringing them in together. So New Mexico was kind of one of the surprises of the country last year, and Dampier was a big reason why. And you know that Utah's always going to be well coached and sound defensively. So I think Utah, they have a somewhat favorable schedule in that kind of among that pack of Big 12 teams. So I'm betting on Utah to come out of that, but I wouldn't be. I think all 7 of those teams are very alive.
Hey guys, do we expect the Samoans from Utah to be in Samoan number 1's face on Saturday night, Matt? You think there'll be some Samoan on Samoan crime?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, Tom.
That's going to be. And the thing about Utah is, they will hit the hell out of you on defense when they hit you. They will hit you now.
I think 6.5 is too short. I think it should be more of a spread for Utah.
I agree with that. By the time the game's played, what will that number be?
I think it'd probably be a little over a touchdown, but think about it. Opened, at one time it was like 1.5 or 2 even. I don't know what the exact opening number was, but I know Utah was minus 130 on the money line a month and a half, 2 months ago, and it's just climbing. I would guess maybe 7.5. I don't know. Getting over a touchdown's a big key number there. So I agree with Josh. I think there's a path here for Utah to steamroll those guys.
Hey, Dixon, throughout Big Orange Country, Dixon, does that game do a huge number throughout our footprint, that UCLA-Utah game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll do a big number. Yeah, really big, bigger than usual. Knoxville is usually like a top 10 market for the premier games in college football, but that one for sure will be.
We love the sport here, man.
Hey, Tony, how about our boy Hurston Waldrop for the Braves? He's been dealing these last 3 or 4 games.
Buddy, he's must-see TV. We looked it up last night. His last game against the Vols, he had like 11 strikeouts. These guys are making sooner and sooner impacts out of major college baseball, and particularly, Matt, out of the Southeastern Conference. It's uncanny how the clock has been sped up, Matt. What do you think?
Yeah, you see it a lot now. I wonder if the strike zones have probably helped that, because it used to be college pitchers used to get like an extra ball off each play, like it has a wide strike zone, and now players, both pitchers and hitters, are more adjusted to it, and they can just transition into pro ball a lot easier that way. And obviously there's a lot of talent in the SEC, and that's where the best players and coaches are. So they can make that jump quick and go to high A right out of the draft and just work your way up. And you see guys, there's been a number of guys that have been high draft picks that have made the majors within a year, and definitely within 2 years of being out of college.
How about your Braves, Josh? The way they're hitting the baseball. too.
Oh yeah,
on top
they're
of everything
hitting a lot
else.
better. Michael Harris looks a lot better after the All-Star break. That guy is crushing the baseball.
He's in fuego, man.
Yeah, in fuego. Yeah. Where was this when the season started? You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Tone, out the door, want to talk a little bit of Tennessee football. So what I've been hearing, if the defense is a little bit better than last year, I think this team is going to be pretty damn good. And if we can get better quarterback play into this season, then I'm kind of with Lukey. I think Tennessee could pull off an upset against Georgia, third game. The defense is going to be really good this year, and if we can get production from Joey Aguilar, production from the wide receivers, we know what a run game's going to give us. I don't rule out 10-2. Y'all have a great day.
I might have to call Goldbrick Joe and figure out where Joshy Boy is here in a second and get him picked up. But let's go back to the phones and we'll finish it up.
I thought he predicted 8-4 like last week.
Well,
in his official season prediction.
Joshy Boy's prerogative to change his mind, Matt. You know that. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Greg. Welcome in, man.
Been a long time. I've tried again a couple of times, and you ended early. But anyway, glad to be in.
Yeah, man. I'm fighting this health thing, Greg. I'm just trying to keep myself above water, brother.
I understand. I'm glad you're doing better. I hope. I've thought about you a lot, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Your poll, I'm basically don't care. I'm done.
You've let him go.
He's no longer in the Big Orange, and once that happens, he's out of my mind. But
you've let the man go. You've let the man go.
Yes, sir. I hate how they did Tennessee, but you got to live and learn. What goes around comes around, the old saying is. So they'll run into something to pay them back. But anyway, I don't know if we've got to look at that 5-star labeling deal of players. I don't know how many people labeled him as a 5-star player, but the rug was pulled over everybody's head because I think he's about a 3, in my opinion. I looked at a video a guy put up a few days ago, and I tried to find it before I got on with you, and I don't know who the guy was, but he had a video, and he just graded the video of a play when we played against Ohio State in the playoff. And he had a clean pocket, and he had 2 receivers on the left side of the field, a short one and a longer one. Both of them were open. The longer one, the guy froze it. If he hits this guy right now, it's a touchdown. I don't think he could read the defenses very well, and he had happy feet, and he ran the football on that play up the middle and got about 2 or 3 yards. So I don't know if indeed the 5-star labeling of players take into account watching the entire game of these players throughout their high school career or whatever it was they were playing before they got to this particular stage. But I don't know. People didn't label him very well, in my opinion. But anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. I'm done with them. But I did want to say congratulations to the Lady Vols soccer team. I wasn't going to pay the Big Ten money to watch them, but I was online watching the tweets of the game, and unbelievable. Girls go to the left coast, late night game, getting back home as well late, and 2 top 5 matches, they held the team scoreless. Both teams scoreless. Actually, guys, they've scored 12 goals in 3 games and have given up 0.
Hey, this is fun, man.
That's unbelievable.
This is fun. They're flying high right now. They deserve, when they get back, their next home game, they deserve a huge crowd is what they deserve.
You got that right. I'm looking forward to watching them the rest of the year. I'll be tuned to them on TV whenever they're on there, if I'm where I can watch it. And great 3 games to start the year. In the top 5 in the country, they should move up a little bit. After beating the 4th place team, we were 5th, and looking great. I'll make a prediction of Tennessee football, guys. I feel good about Joey football. The more I've seen him talk, the more I love him. And he says they're trying to get him settled in with not throwing interceptions. And he said, but if I've got a guy open, I'm going to get him the ball. I love the comment.
There you go.
Yeah, I love the comment. And I think the kid's going to show out. You know, it's where he is on stage, how well a decent quarterback can be great. And he's got a great stage to perform on, guys, compared to App State. And, you know, he had a good team 2 years ago, and then his team dropped off, so it made him look terrible, too, his second time around last year. So he's got a good stage, and, guys, I feel good about him. And we will make history all around college football when we win our 3rd game of the year.
Greg, you're my man. Are you calling the shot against Georgia?
I am. I think it's going to be the biggest upset in college football to start the year.
Thank you, Greg. Great talking to you. TGMD, are you letting your brain go there that we defeat that Georgia bunch?
No, not before I see them play. No, I just think Georgia's just been too good, and Kirby has his team. That's a game they circle because he was embarrassed in the 90s playing against Tennessee.
I
hope it happens. I mean, it'll be Georgia's first road game. New quarterback. Could be a lower scoring game, which means it could be 2 or 3 plays decide it. And you hit a couple of those deep shots that Greg's talking about, then you could have a chance late to win it.
Gentlemen, anything else on the way out? You guys have been incredible. Thank you. Great job by everybody involved. Welcome back, C. TGMD, great job. Brian Hartman, awesome. Laura on the board, terrific. Bino will be in tomorrow. John Bryce in the house tomorrow. Also, Mike Huguenin. Mike Huguenin in the house tomorrow, but listen anyway. We love you. We appreciate you. Peace and GBO.